What is the starter pack for a good deal maker? Karen, it cannot be overemphasized that for you to be a good deal maker, then you must be competent.
That's right.
Competence is not just a function of competence in the law. It must also be competence in relation to the subject matter. You'd imagine if you're invited to have a conversation where the deal on the table is on energy, is on, say, geothermal mining. You'd want to have the comfort of the lingo, the comfort of the understanding when you talk to the technical people in that space. When they say we are mobilizing, what are they talking about? When they say we are rigging down, what are they talking about? So it effectively means that competence in both the law and the substance or the subject matter at hand is of utmost significance. Number two, the commitment and reliability of the parties at hand and the advocate in this case. Oftentimes, deal making turns on the urgency or the essence of time. And so one needs to have all the commitment that will be required to be able to do those transactions. We've had instances where you're dealing with a transaction that is multi-jurisdictional. You'll be talking to somebody who is in China, probably it's their midnight right now. They'll be up and they'll be responding to your questions or to your concerns. If it turns out that they also need you following day at midnight, it means that you must have the commitment and the reliability to be able to have those conversations. It gets very painful when sometimes a client is left to handle a matter, and because the advocate or the colleague who's handling the matter is not reachable, did not log in, or did not prioritize that deal making. It is in those settings that deals always goes out, or you find your clients would have been out negotiated or outmaneuvered in what would be a fundamental term of a contract. The third thing is persuasion. The primary reason why clients come to us as advocates is because we have been trained in being able to package a product, being able to package a conversation, and so we must be well equipped from a perspective of persuasion. It means that when, like I used the example of energy, when in the conversation somebody tells you, have you looked at the PPA? You should not go blank. It should be clear that somebody is making reference to a power purchase agreement. When somebody says, ladies and gentlemen, TAT on this matter is of utmost significance, we should be able to understand where that person is coming from. I'm using those examples so that we understand that unless then we have invested in having the persuasion or those the clear understanding of the matter or the subject that we are dealing with, then the confidence of everybody else on the table starts waning. And it is at that point in time that people start looking for alternatives. It may be your first deal in, last deal in. It will leave you in a place where people will be wondering, what was that about? How did you even get into having the conversation or getting this particular advocate leaders in that matter? And so those three things are of fundamental significance. Let me add that because we may not have all those, items in a row, our practice is one of those where we are able to invite other colleagues with experience in those areas. They could be colleagues who are younger to us. They could be colleagues who are senior to us. What is most important is that when you sit across a deal-making room, then you must have the appropriate level of competence that would be needed in discussing the deal that will be at hand. Now, apart from the issue of what I've called the starter pack, when a client comes to you asking you to help them make a determination as to what they're about to get into is a deal,